the Sisters of the Shire podcast. I'm Abby, and with me today is my always beautiful co-host, Ashley. And we have a very special guest with us. Joining us today is our amazing, super awesome, the most kind person ever, Dan, our patron Dan. Yay!
Hi, hello, hi. It's good to be here.
And Dan, it's the time difference is crazy right now. So you are
Yeah,
located where?
it's I'm in Israel, Middle East, so it's 10 p.m. here. It's nighttime. It's very quiet,
Yes.
nice and
So
quiet.
thank you
Nice blue
so
skies
much
for us.
for
So
agreeing
you,
to talk with us today because the time difference is crazy because we're on the west coast of the United
I,
States. So right now it's 12 p.m. noon. So it's just
mm-hmm,
this.
on a
Thank you.
Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He's chugging coffee as we're doing this. I feel kind of
Yeah.
bad.
No, this is tea. This is just,
I'm just
Okay.
it's just, mm-hmm. I'll go to bed
So
soon.
we promise we won't keep you up forever, but we're so grateful that you could join us today. And we're so happy that you're here to just like chill out and talk Tolkien with and just have a good time. So thank you. Thank you for agreeing to be on our podcast. We heard that you've had just like a crazy weeks. I don't know. That we tried to schedule
Yeah,
multiple times, but we finally got it today. We finally
I'm
got
awful
you.
that way. Yeah.
We finally
Mm-hmm.
got you.
Yeah, started my own business, like a new business lately, and it's a lot
Wow.
of work. So I'm enjoying whichever time I have to myself. Like it's very hard to find time for things,
Yes.
We
Well,
get
that's
but
that.
we did it.
exciting.
We did
We
it.
did
That's
it.
Yeah.
exciting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we wish you good luck with that. That sounds awesome. But so we're just going to jump in because we're excited to talk to you right now. So
Yeah. It
we kind of got into it a little before we pressed the record button, but I kind of want to reiterate what you were talking
mm-hmm.
about. So, I mean, not to sound like toot our own horns or whatever, but how did you stumble upon our podcast? How did you find us, or how did you like start listening and things like that? And what made you stick around? That's the big deal. What made you stick
That
around
is
and
the
hang
big
out with
thing.
us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've read Lord of the Rings when I was like a teenager, but I don't think I even like retained any of it. I think it just kind of went over my head, and then I've always been a fan, and I've reread it a couple of times in my 20s. And then about 2.5 years ago, my dad passed away suddenly, and I was very sad.
I'm so
And
sorry.
I needed something to kind of, I don't know, ground me, like to keep me on the ground, to some place that feels safe. And I was like, yeah, I reread The Lord of the Rings, and I was like, yeah, I think I can read the Silmarillion, and started reading it, and it's not very cozy, but it's not a
What do
cozy story,
you mean?
but it's amazing.
The textbook book?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, it's a very light like warfare, and it's very
Happy
light.
sunshine and rainbow. You
Yeah,
know,
everybody's
no one
happy in the
dies.
end. Nobody,
Nobody
no
dies.
bad things happen whatsoever. So I started reading it, and I was enraptured with it, and it's starting to go by really fast, and I wanted to have more time with it and just like stay in it for longer. And while I'm a woodworker, I make furniture, and when I work, I listen to podcasts. And I wanted a podcast to go with me on the adventure and make it longer and kind of fuller. And I've tried a I've tried a few podcasts before uh, before yours, and I didn't really vibe with them. And then I found your podcast, and it was just, I don't know, it's just what I wanted. It was very easy, and you are so nice, and
Oh.
everything is nice.
Oh.
And it just yeah, I binged the like so I binged the first 20 episodes or something just to kind of get level with where I was in the book. And then at some point you started talking about me before I listened. You were like, "Oh, we got a binger from Israel," and then I was like, "Okay, they're great. I like these. I like them."
Yay! That
And
makes
yeah,
me so
that's how it
happy.
happened.
Oh my goodness. That makes me so
Hmm.
happy. That makes me, it's like all our podcast dreams come true. Like, it's what we wanted.
It really is.
Um,
It is kind of crazy that some stranger from the other side of the world suddenly you all find each other in like the same situation. It is very weird.
Yes.
Um, but I think Tolkien has like Tolkien's story have some resonance to them, and people who identify with them and get them, we
Yeah.
we get each other also. It's very easy for us to communicate.
yeah,
It's
and
very true.
you know,
It's
Hmm.
a very uniting common factor.
yes. Yes. I feel like there's a lot of
Yes.
people who come together over stories, like, or, things that maybe make their hearts feel better, and they find their people, and that's very special, and I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad you're with us. So when you were talking
I'm,
about, oh,
yeah, I'm glad you guys are still at it. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're still at it. I'm so glad you went through the hurdles of the beginning, and it's hard, and you keep going, and it's amazing. So
yes.
we're the real winners here. So
Yes,
Aw. Oh, she disappears.
I will
That
come
happens
back.
sometimes.
it happens.
Darn internet. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think you were probably one of our first like cheerleaders. You sent us this like adorable message that just like cares,
It's brought us,
he likes us
No,
and likes what we're doing.
you made us get to our third year
for
podcast anniversary. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's very true.
wow, that makes me very happy. Um, I think you deserve all the praise you got from me and from everyone else.
Oh gosh.
We appreciate
And
it.
truly, I found you in a time in my life where I needed somebody to go through this thing with me, and I really felt it with you, and I think it's great. You're doing a great thing, and I love it. And there's many podcasts, but I like this one.
Oh,
So
yay!
like this one is the one that I like.
Oh,
Thanks.
oh gosh. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're-
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to be floating on
didn't
that
mean to make
cloud. That I'm going to be floating on that cloud for the rest of the week. Thank you. Um
well, you just made me happy, so that's great.
um so you were talking about how you got into, you read the Lord of the Rings, and then you got into the Silmarillion. But like, we've talked about it on our podcast before, about like how I got started reading Lord of the Rings and kind of getting into the world of Tolkien's written works, and how Ashley got introduced a different way than me and things like that. But we want to know how you first, like, do you have that memory of like when you first picked up a book, like maybe it was The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings or something, like, do you have that memory of that? Or you're like, what is this? And you're like, first got into it.
Yeah, I actually have the edition that I read when I was a teenager. I was, I think, like 13 or something. I forget the age, but I was a young teenager, and I was hanging out with a friend at his house. We were playing a video game, and we were really into it. It's called Heroes of Might and Magic, and and his dad was like, "Oh, this game is just the Lord of the Rings," and he was like very casual about it, and we just started reading it, and it was before the movies were announced. And I read the whole thing in like 2 weeks. I don't think I understood a thing, but I read it all because it was amazing. And yeah, that's how it started. And I've been a fantasy, like a high fantasy fan ever since. I really like the cozy stuff, the knights and the magic and the wizards, and it just makes me, I don't know, it makes me calm. It makes me feel
Funny you
calm.
call that cozy. I'm like, war, snuggle up in it. Like, because you can't have fantasy without some kind of a battle scene, right?
Yeah, and
Gotta
I
be
think
some
like
violence.
even as a, like, especially as a teenager, but even as an adult, like the Rohirrim and Theoden and like the last battle, every time like if I scroll Instagram and I hear that music like on my reels, I will cry. It will make
100%.
I'm a grown man and it'll make me cry. So I think it resonates somewhere very, very deep for me. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe never figured it out, but it goes deep, these stories. Like this world it has meaning for me.
I agree. And it's funny when I try to explain it to my husband, who doesn't, he's not really a fantasy guy. He's not a like, he likes truth and facts and logic and history, and which is fine. Like I like that too, but he
Boring.
just doesn't understand, like, why is this book, I know, why is this book so important? Like, you guys are just, this is, you realize this is made up, right? Like, he has those kind of like, I'm like, but you don't understand the effect that it has had on millions of people across the world in different ways. Like, you needed it when your dad died, and Abby and I, we just clung on to it just because it was amazing. And then I was going through first time mom struggles and trying to get my freaking daughter to sleep, and like, I'm just gonna read this book, okay, and I'm gonna love it, and you are going to go to sleep, and we're all gonna be fine. And
Like
then
you read it out loud to her.
yeah,
That's amazing.
I was trying to get her to sleep, and she was in this weird phase where I couldn't leave the room. I could be in the room, but I was just like, was sitting there playing on my phone, and then she's like, "What you playing with?" So I'm like, "Okay, I can't play on my phone. How about I read a book?" And
Bad
I'm like,
example.
Yeah.
I know. So I start reading. I picked a book, and I'm like, well, I don't want it to be a book that like entertains her and like catches her attention. I'm going to read a book that I want to read. And what's a book that I've always wanted to sit down and read, because I usually read Audible books, is The Silmarillion, because it's
Mm,
too fast and too complicated to just listen to without sitting down and
yes.
looking at it. So I
Yes.
started reading it to her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Abby, you have to read this book with me. And Abby was going through this weird time where she couldn't read books without falling asleep.
You
So
feel like I have a medical
I was
problem.
like, how about I tell it to you?
I don't have a medical problem.
She's got narcolepsy, y'all. I'm sorry.
She randomly falls asleep
Yeah.
during the
I
podcast.
touch a
It's gonna
book
be,
and I'm like,
it's gonna be very good.
I'm sorry. Abby is
Maybe
also a
it's
mother of three. She's a working mom. She's got a lot on her plate, y'all. But but I also have more of an analytical brain that I knew I wanted to dissect it and to explain it. And she's got more of the creative mind. And so I felt like we would yin and yang very well together. So that's kind of how we were born.
yeah. And it's so funny
Yeah,
that
you do. I think I think the
oh, keep going, keep going.
yeah, sorry, Abby.
Keep going, keep going.
I think that like the biggest selling point for me is that like one of you is initiated and the other is uninitiated, and it makes everyone feel just welcome, because you can be wherever you like, you can just put yourself wherever you feel comfortable along that line of like, oh, I know all the names, all the places, all the things, to who's that guy again? And it's very easy. It makes everything very easy, and I think that's the charm of it.
Mhm.
You don't feel
That's what we were going
like
for.
this is like a cool person's club and they know all the names of all the Noldor, and you're just
Right.
this guy who doesn't remember the F names. And so
Right.
There's too
I think
many.
it's
The
very
F
nice.
name.
There's too many
The F
elves
names
that start with
are
F, okay?
That's how I know that you listen. That's how I know that you listen to our podcast, because you get all of our little nicknames for things, like the F names. There's all those F names.
Yeah,
Just
just
those things.
It's like where you could just be like,
yeah. It's just sorry.
no, I was gonna say you just could
What
start
we're talking
the
about.
name. You could start like, that guy. Like, yeah, that
Uh,
elf.
but then you just go Captain Valerian, and everybody's like,
He's like,
"Hey, I know that guy. I
Exactly.
know that guy. I remember him. I
The
remember
guy that
him.
stabbed Morgoth in the foot. Oh, that guy.
Oh,
See,
that
yeah.
guy. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
sitting. You're slightly drunk, and you're at a pub with friends, and you're talking
Yeah.
about people from high school, and you're like, "Which
Yeah.
one was it again? Which guy was it again?" You're like, "Oh, the guy with the thing." And you're like, "Oh, that
Oh
guy."
yeah,
So
that
guy.
you have really good. How do you say it in English? Like mnemonic devices.
Yes.
Like it's a mnemonic device, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Mnemonic devices are more like, I mean, I guess that's one way for it. Like nicknames. We're good at nicknames and things like that.
Or just
Yeah.
remembering their really embarrassing
like,
things they did in their life. Like, hey, it's like in Big Hero 6 when he's like, wasabi? And he's like, I spilled wasabi on my shirt
Yes.
one time. Like, that's why it's So you reminded me, because you were talking about that you
Yes.
have still the versions that you read when you first picked it up. Like the first, like you still have that
Yes.
book. I just found
Mhm.
mine, and I'm so like I found the one that I grabbed, like
You
my
did?
thing, and it's so funny because it makes me feel really like it's not the cool. It's like jumping into it late, like you said, how Ashley got into it a little bit, and she's more. She could remember all the names and stuff, and mine was like, "Ooh, I saw the movie first, and I really want to jump into it and figure it out." So mine are the movie versions, like the.
Like you have like it's hard to see. Oh, you have in Mattel and Gandalf on the two towers, or is that Saruman?
That's Saruman
Who's that?
on that
It's
one,
Saruman.
and then
You
Frodo's
guys
on
get the
this
two
one.
covers.
That is so. Even though they came out in the early 2000s, it's so very 90s. Like the whole,
It
like
is.
the whole like PR around it and everything. It's very very 90s. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is cool. You want to see mine? I'll go bring it.
Yes. Show and tell. Show and tell.
So that, and then it goes in.
I was just remembering Ryan's version.
Ring wraiths on the top.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that. I don't think you've ever shown me that, Ab.
I found it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What does Dan got?
So this is.
Ooh.
It's a.
Oh, you got the trilogy combined.
It's a bit loved, but you can actually see that. You can see by the like where I took my time by the dirt on the. It's very funny. I just noticed this now. Like this is like the first book is very easy, and then when it started to get hard, I just had to. So,
that looks like about like the two towers.
While we're at it, I can show you.
Two
So
towers section.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Starts getting more complicated.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is a very cool.
Ooh, you have the pretty one.
Yes, it's very old. It's I don't know. I'm not a collector, but it's very pretty. And I also have The Hobbit in Hebrew.
That's so cool.
Yes. What is that cool illustration? Whoa.
So cool.
It is a fat Bilbo.
That's supposed to be Bilbo?
Thank
it's
you.
supposed to be Bilbo. Stabbing Smog in the tail. And he looks hungover and drunk.
I love his like,
but also like a grandma with a germ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
but does he ever stab Smaug? I'm so confused.
No, he never stabs Smaug. I don't know where they brought it.
They gave
the Hebrew.
That is so
the
funny.
Hebrew translations they're very bad. They're very very bad. They.
You should do a new one.
So, yeah, but it's cool. I just had to show it.
That's
I've never seen that before.
I don't have that in my
and that's only something you could show us too.
I don't have that in my collection.
So a couple of weeks ago, a guy on Reddit like a person on Reddit asked, how does something look like in Hebrew when it's transliterated? And I could just like it was. I felt very cool. Like it's very cool.
Let
But
me
the
show you how it's done.
yeah. Oh, I have it.
Yeah.
But it's very bad translations, and I read it in English.
Oh.
The translations are they didn't get
Can
it.
you give us an
Yeah.
example?
Um, it's kind of Bible-y. They kind of went
Okay,
Bible-y with a because Hebrew speakers we can read the Bible, and they wanted it to feel archaic. So they were like,
sure.
"Oh, just make it Bible-y." And it's like reading the Bible. It's you understand it, but
Interesting.
it's not fun. It doesn't nothing has like the whole
Which I would
and
say, like, The
they
Hobbit isn't like that. Lord of the Rings is a bit more archaic or
yes.
Bible-y, but The Hobbit was more
Yeah, it was
friendly.
Fun.
lighthearted and friendly, but yeah, they
Yeah.
somehow managed to Bible it
Interesting.
up.
Huh.
It's very weird language, and they yeah, they kind of. My wife said, it's as if she's. It's like reading Lord of the Rings in Shakespeare style, but
Oh,
in a
okay.
different language. So it's
Have you ever
very
seen the Star Wars in Shakespeare style? Have you ever heard
no,
that?
no.
It's amazing. There's
I
an
like
audiobook
Star
version of
Wars.
it too.
I very much like Star Wars. I like the old movies. I'm not a big fan
It's
of
the
the
old
new
movie.
ones.
I think it's
And
Empire Strikes Back, but in
so
Shakespearean. It's amazing.
it should work. It should work.
We'll
It
send it to
could
It
you.
work.
it does
We'll send it to
actually,
you. We'll
and it's funny how quickly you get used to it. Yeah, we'll send it
Is
to
it
you.
is it like a musical? What is it?
No, it's just an audio. I mean, I think they made a book of it too, but I rarely read books, except
Mhm.
for the
I think
podcast,
they have
obviously, because it's
those.
a bit more dense. But
Mhm.
the audiobook version of it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
And the covers are really beautiful. It looks like Renaissance art, but it's like Darth Vader on the
Yeah.
front. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Sorry, we
We'll
just
send you
totally segued,
links so you
but
can look
I just
at
thought
it.
you needed to know.
There is some overlap between like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that's
There
the
is
whole Joseph Campbell hero's journey thing.
yes, but I
That's how
think
I got
Lord of
away
the
with.
Rings did it better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember just hearing about the hero's journey for the first time. I think it was in high school, and I ended up using it for a paper. And I was like, "Sorry, mom, I have to watch all the trilogy, but it's for homework,
Again. Yeah. Again.
and I have to watch all the Star Wars for homework.
Uh,
Darn!"
poor old me.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's
There's a lot of similarities.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think I truly think Tolkien kind of hit the nail on the head with modern heroes' journeys.
Yeah.
Like it's very it's very like of its time and when it came out, and a lot of what we see now is based on it on Tolkien.
Yeah.
And and there were heroes' journeys since forever, but something
Right.
changed with Tolkien. I don't know how he did it. I think maybe it's the languages, like that he's so good with world building and like
Mm-hmm.
it feels real. You
Yeah.
feel like you're reading history, not
Mm-hmm.
not just like a kid's story.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think that's why it kind of hit everybody. And he had a tough life. He had a lot going on, and he and instead of being bitter, he just made this thing, which is amazing. So I think it has a lot in it, and yeah, it works. Sorry, went
I
on a
think
tangent
no,
there.
it's funny that you
No, we love
say
tangents.
It's
We're oh
he could have been bitter about his how hard his life has been and all the awful things he probably had to see in his life. But instead of cuz he's if you think about it this way, he saw all these awful things happening and in his brain he's like I'm going to put something out back out into the world that makes it more beautiful. And I was like
yeah,
that's all we wanted.
yes.
And I mean, even if like it's like I'm sorry you had to endure all those things, but thank you for like giving us the like, you know, amazing work of your brain to make my life happier, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yes.
If that makes sense somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um so we were just showing off our
I
wonderful
he did put in a lot of himself into that.
he did. He did.
Yeah.
Show it.
So we were showing off our really cool things. So if you could on our next
Yes.
question, if you could, what would be like a holy grail item if you could add to a if you had a Tolkien collection? It could be like if you see in Ashley's video, I'm gesturing my hand like this, like I'm behind her. Those of amazing Tolkien things.
Oh, my map's crooked. Oh.
What would be, first of all, if you do have something from a Tolkien collection, it doesn't have to be a crazy huge collection. It could just be like something you love. What's your favorite thing you have? And then what would be something that you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to own that someday? Or I would, if I had won the
Right.
lottery, I would get
I have. So I have like I'll just go get it.
Okay.
All right. This is so my wife and I went to England, to Oxford, like it was
Ooh.
a year ago. And we didn't do the whole Tolkien thing, but we just lived on a boat for 2 weeks. It was amazing.
Wow.
But we got this book,
Ooh.
which
That's a
is
good one.
pictures by J.R.R. Tolkien in the bookstore that first published him. And there's just art by Tolkien, which I never knew. He's an incredible artist. Like, he drew this. He is good.
Mhm.
So I think I love this. This was a big surprise. I had no idea he was such a talented artist. So I love this. But my holy grail is probably this thing. I play Magic the Gathering for been playing for quite a while, for like, I don't know, 15 years. And
Did you get the
so
collection?
they had a Lord of the Rings set. So yeah, I have I have like 85% of the whole set of
Wow.
even the special stuff. It's very hard to see.
The
Scanning
shiny
some of it.
cards.
And I've arranged it in chronological order. So
That's amazing.
it tells the story, and it has like the cards have flavor. It's called flavor text, but it's like little quotes from the books. So
Oh.
yeah, it's very cool. So it's very hard to see. I'll try to.
Like, is it weird that I want to collect those but not play the game?
They're so beautiful. The
No, it's
artwork is
actually why they're so
gorgeous.
expensive.
They're so
They're very,
beautiful.
yes, it's very beautiful. There's Sam's dad, the gaffer,
Oh,
and this is the party tree, and there's like a bag end here, up here. It's very
I
cool.
love that you have it in chronological order. You know, my type
Yes.
A loves that.
It's
Yes.
in a binder.
And then, so I won't show you the whole thing, but there's also like
And it's in
I
a
have
shiny binder.
all the shiny ones
Ah,
for
those are
Magic
so
the Gathering.
cool.
So when this set came out, I've been playing for a while, and Magic is an expensive game, so I kind of like traded in a lot of my old cards just for Lord of the Rings cards, and all the people are like, "What are you doing? Like, you're just giving away all this good stuff for this new trash." But it just changed the game for me. Like, this is the game for me now. I
It's
barely
like
get
two
to.
of your loves married and had a baby, and you're like, I am here for my baby.
Yes,
Get it.
and I'm pretty much I'm about 85%.
That's
I made
impressive.
an Excel spreadsheet of all the cards. Uh
Did you just say
yes, Ashley
spreadsheet?
is happy from it. I did an Ashley thing. I never do
I
it,
love
and
that so much.
my whole life is avoiding Excel spreadsheets, but I just needed
My
it
whole
for
life
this
is
one.
making them, sir.
Uh it's a lot of work, Excel.
It
Like
is.
so I'm still working on putting in all the data because I have to go card by card and manually put
That
it
is
in. But
amazing, though.
I think
I love. I love Subway.
ballparking it.
Love
I'm
it.
about 80%, 85% through. And now it's just
Kudos,
the
sir.
really expensive. Some cards are like $800. I'm not kidding.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna
So
sell
that's your
all
holy
of my
grail.
old. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's my holy grail. If I was rich, I would buy all of them, and just sit every morning with my plants and just look at my Lord of the Rings magic
Look at
collection.
your treasure hoard. My precious.
Yes,
You-
like a little dragon.
yes.
That's
Yes.
my holy
It's
grail, I
mine.
think.
I love
And
it.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna sell off all my old cards. They're worth too much anyway,
Yeah.
and get some new Lord of the Rings stuff. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool
I
when
love
it's
that for
finished.
you so
Yes.
much.
The artwork, the people who
Mhm.
did the artwork for
It's very
those
cool.
cards, because my friends they run a card shop, and so they own like they get all the new sets in and stuff.
Cool.
And so I was really
That is the
excited.
best job in the world.
Yeah, I was really excited for them to get the Lord of the Rings ones.
Mm.
There's other really fun ones, like they have a Doctor Who set, which is so fun too. But they have
Yes.
yeah. So when they were coming out with the Lord of the Rings set, I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me you're getting these in so I can see them in person. So I just want to see them. And so they got a lot, and I got to like look through all of the pretty cards. And there's some that are cool because
They're amazing.
they're like what like a panorama.
Yeah, like continuous.
Yeah, it's
Like
like a
they you
each
can
card
enjoy them.
is like
I
an
have them.
art
See? I got them.
piece.
Of course
So he
he
like
has
puts
them.
them together,
Okay,
and it's like one bigger
Same
art piece.
here.
It's like one bigger art piece, and it's so cool looking.
Yeah, so you can see it. It's very hard to show, but you can see it here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
It's really cool.
That is so
Yes.
cool.
It's very cool.
And what's
So,
really
So
cool
cool.
is they're like
they really
they deep dive into the knowledge of each thing. So it's like each card has like a quote directly from the book, or like they did a really good job. There were some hardcore nerds working on that set.
it was made with love.
Yeah.
It was made with love and appreciation, and I think they did a great job.
Yes. Well,
And game-wise, it's also an incredible set.
yeah. I mean,
I
that's
actually used one of their artworks for when I was trying to explain the roots that Meme had in his bag. I couldn't find a good, like, no one did artwork of it, but I'm like, is that a Magic the Gathering card with it? I'm like, using that. And they actually had like a really good description of like what it could have been, or, you know, what it was. And I'm like, deep cut earned. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yes, they went deep, and it is so nice getting like a good adaptation of the materials, because we don't get those very often.
Very true.
I know you guys like the Rings of Power.
I was gonna say, speaking of adaptation, sir.
Oh, he might move to camp.
I did not. Me and my wife. I was very excited for it. I'm a very positive person usually, and I kind of dozed off during the third episode, and my wife was scrolling on her phone, and I was like, I don't think this is the experience we wanted out of it, but I very much enjoy listening to you talking about this.
Hey,
So I want to know what's happening. It probably takes it would probably take me more time to listen to you talk about the show than to actually just sit down and watch it. But somehow I like it more. Because you're not like shameless shills. Like nobody paid you to like it. You truly enjoy it, and I get to enjoy it through you, because I didn't enjoy it with my eyes, but you enjoyed it, and it's great. And when you have criticisms for them, you don't you give it away. So
I don't hold
like,
back. I don't hold
you don't hold back. So I love those parts when you're like, oh, they messed that part up, or that was so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy it.
It's like we gave you the highlight reels, like
Yes.
yeah. And I'm so glad, because there's many times that we're like, are people like, so the people that don't like it, are they just skipping these episodes? Do they just hate hearing us talk? And so it's nice to hear that you actually, without liking the show, did appreciate the episode. So that
I
it's worth it, Abby. It's worth it.
High five.
I don't like the show. I'm gonna be frank. I don't
That's
enjoy
fine.
it. I think they I think they just wanted the money, and it did
It's money
not
to be
they did
had.
not
That's for
bring
sure.
they did not bring good writers. The sets are amazing, the costume design is amazing, the production value is amazing. The writing is just not there, and I think
Yeah,
it
I can see that.
the writing is what should carry it, not the rest. So,
It's true.
but it is,
It is.
yeah, it is what it is.
um.
They for what they all the like conditions and like cramped style that you can't do that. You can't do that. No, you can't
You
say
can't
that.
do that. You can't
Like,
do that. Can't do that.
I mean, I think that is something that cannot be said enough. Like, given there's restraints that they had on them, to be able to come up with a story is still impressive in my book. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. It's
Mhm.
there was a lot of gaps. There was a lot of like, okay, I guess that works. Things
Sure.
like that. But yeah,
It's like
we get
that
it.
soundbite,
Sure.
Exactly.
that TikTok soundbite where it's like, everyone's so creative. You did a great job.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you do like the sets and stuff. Do you have a favorite? Oh, I want to ask more
okay.
about Rings of Power. Do you have anything that was like your favorite thing about it?
Um, favorite thing.
Like if it was just this show, this part, I would watch it.
I really liked like watching Numenor. I think it's
Okay.
so this is, maybe like not a lot of people like to talk about it, but they did put like people of color in the show, and I think that's a great thing. I think it could be used as an incredible narrative tool to show you who has who are these people and who are these people and how are they related without actually telling you like because I am your father and this is your aunt, I would like to go with you. So they brought in a lot of people that look different, but I don't think they kind of made it work like with that. So I really liked Numenor, where some people had, I'll just call it like melanated skin. They had darker skin, and I thought it could be very cool if people with like Numenor blood were just dark skinned people, and then when you see somebody and it made me kind of it kind of made me think if you see somebody in Middle Earth like from Rohan, he's just like a Viking looking guy, but suddenly you see Aragorn and he's dark skinned, and you'd be like, oh, that guy has Numenorian blood in him, and it could be very
Yeah.
cool. And it made me think about it a lot, and I really like that they tried. I don't think they nailed it, but I really like Numenor. Like they had a lot of dark skinned people there, and it made me happy seeing it. I don't know why,
That's
but it
I
was
never
very
thought
cool,
about it
and the
like
art
that.
was like the set design and
Yeah.
the set
I can see
design,
that.
everything was very very well made. Like you could see they like the movies and they very much enjoy the world. It's just the writing for
Yeah.
me.
I
But yeah,
really
I
I
love
think
that
that's the fair.
everything was sorry. I love that everything was like
It's
themed
just the Numenor
appropriately.
part for me worked really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially on Numenor, the theming of it, for lack of a better term, like everything was the shells going on the tombstone, the scale looking armor, the headdresses that
Hmm.
she wore that were all looking like coral. Like I just loved the theming,
Yes.
for lack of a better term. That was just so beautiful.
Very, very
So,
Greeky, Mediterranean, Roman Empire.
mhm.
I don't know. It was very
Yeah,
cool. I loved it. I thought it was very cool.
yeah,
That part was cool.
That I like that take on it. I like thinking that if they could have done that right, that would have been really cool. Um, speaking of
Yes, I
character,
think it could be in Middle Earth a great character.
yes, that
Yeah.
would be really
yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
Speaking of
It can help the people that don't understand the deep roots under follow along better too. I could see that.
Yes, for somebody
Um,
who's uninitiated, it could tell the story without having to tell it like with words. It's
yeah.
just like, oh, these guys are related.
Yes.
Well,
This
like
is
you think of
obviously,
we always think of Rohan and the whole we call them the Vikings,
Mhm.
the House of Hodor that was all just like these Viking blonde hair, blue eyes,
Yeah.
buff guys, and so Éomer and Éowyn are related. You know that Theoden, the blonde was there, and then you
Mhm.
see Aragorn, like, oh, that's not the same. Like
Yeah,
I
there
could
he's
see
not
how
the
that
same.
would, yeah,
They did that in the
that would make
Magic
more
set.
sense.
Aragorn is a dark-skinned person, and I caught myself
Oh,
like thinking about Aragorn in the books, and he was dark-skinned, and I was like, oh, they nailed it because I just imagined him not like Viggo Mortensen, but like the guy in the picture. He's very regal. They made a good like
yeah,
regal photo of him, and I
that's
thought it's
interesting.
great. I really appreciated they took the chance. I'm not
Yeah,
sure how they managed to do it, like how successful they were with it, but they took the chance. I think it was a good thing to do, and
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very hard. They had to fight a lot of BS to do it,
yeah.
and
Oh,
that was
unfortunately,
not a good look for the fandom.
yeah,
But I think it's
Yeah.
a minority. I think it's probably a minority that's very loud as opposed to
yeah.
um I don't know.
Yeah. No.
But so good
No,
on them for just keeping with it and not breaking.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on that one. That's
love
like,
it.
yeah.
Excellent.
Um, Speaking of characters,
And you can edit this whole race
oh
part out if
no,
you're
No,
so scared of race.
no, it's
I don't know what's going
not
on in
racist at
America
all.
right now with the
no.
No, no,
race.
no.
That's a good thing. You're being
I'm
positive.
editing that part out, sir, because that is ridiculous.
You're being positive.
You're being
There you
positive.
go. We love it. And I agree with
Yes. All
you.
right.
I agree with you.
Okay.
So we're keeping
You're
it in.
good. You're good.
Um,
We agree.
so
Yeah.
speaking of characters, we ask a fun question because it's always
Mhm.
different. Everyone has such fun answers to this one. So it's a two-part question. In the world of Tolkien and Middle Earth, which character would you want to be, but which character are you most like?
Oh,
So
that is a good question.
it's like, I want to
Um
be this character, but I'm actually this character. In reality.
In my
I
heart,
Yes.
I am this. In my head, yeah.
yeah. So I think like I would like to be like a Belig Strongbow or a Aragorn or an Éomer. That's like the kind of people I would want to be.
Hmm.
But in truth, I think I'm more like Círdan, which is who is just always in his own place in the Grey Havens, just building boats. He's like everybody who comes to him when bad things happen, they're like, these people got pillaged. And they was like, yeah, let's go to Círdan's place and chill for like 500 years. And he's like, yeah, sure. And
Yeah,
so I
I'm
guess
just
I'm
making
more
my
of
boat.
like, yeah, you can help me make the boats. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
So I think I'm more of a Círdan. I
I love that.
things happen and I just want to build things. Like for me, it's all about
Yeah.
building things out of wood. I don't know. It's very weird, but
They're like, oh no, the orcs are coming. Is it going to stop me from building my boats? No, they're going in
yeah,
another area. I'm
yeah.
going to
It's
keep
like
building my boats
Yeah.
then.
and a lot of things are happening in my life and in the place where I live. A lot of things are happening, and I just want to build things.
I
I
love that.
realize everything I just want to build, and so I guess I'm a Círdan in heart.
I love
That's such a
Um,
that.
good
That is
but
answer.
I would
perfect for
always
you.
want to be like a Bellic Strongbow.
I
Yeah,
feel like I
but
said
I love
before,
Bellic Strongbow. He's amazing. I
Who
want to be like
doesn't?
him.
what everybody gives a different answer. So it's fun to hear people's reasonings for their different answers. But in my brain, how I think of like
Hmm.
Kirdan is
Mhm.
like he did all this hard work and he was such a like strong dude, and then he's like, I'm retiring, I'm gonna go build boats by the beach. He's like, that's I'm gonna like just retire. And then you see him, he's wearing like
I've seen so much stuff,
the
guys.
the elf
Yeah,
version of like Hawaiian shirts and like Bermuda shorts and flip flops, and he's like, I'm gonna retire, and he has like the elf version of Jimmy Buffett playing in the background on a radio while he's making boats. That's exactly it.
Just sitting on his like elf version of a veranda with like a cold one with his friends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
been
Yes.
building boats today.
Yeah.
I think like
So he doesn't have a coconut. He has somehow a seashell that was made into a coconut,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a type of drink with like the umbrella in it and everything still.
amazing.
It's a good
If he
answer.
can
So
make a razor shaving tool into a seashell, he could make a freaking coconut drink holder.
he's amazing. He really is one of the most consistent like characters in the whole Legendarium. Like so much is going on, and this guy's just building boats for like 15,000 years,
Yeah.
Him and Tom Bombadil just like
doing their thing. But Tom Bombadil has a weird kind of I don't want to be Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
right,
also-
right, right. I just it's funny how they just like are in their own little corners. They're like, doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Mhm. I also wouldn't like to be a hobbit. My wife would love to be a hobbit. It's her lifelong dream, but for me, I think it's too boring. I'd like to like
True.
go on
You want to
an
go on
adventure
adventures.
every once in a while and build things for the rest
See,
of the time.
I'm the Bilbo where like I want to be a homebody. I am a homebody for the most part, but I think they call it like the Took was battling with his Baggins
Mhm.
side where
And
like
then,
I do adventure. Once I'm out adventuring, I love it. But so I'm the battling one.
so can I give the question back to you, or has
Oh.
it been given back to you
Oh.
in a different?
No one's asked
No.
us before.
No one's ever asked us.
I'd like to hear your answers. It's interesting.
Okay, you go first,
Go
Ashley.
ahead.
You go first.
Oh, well, I'm gonna like throw out like a really random one. Like I really want to be a Haleth. Deep cut right there.
Just a
This-
person of Haleth?
No, I want to be Haleth
Haleth herself. Yes.
herself.
All
Either
Mhm.
her or like I love the strong female character. That's like been ingrained to me since I was a kid. Like, you know, this
Yeah.
damsel in distress is not my vibe. I want to be the warrior queen that fights back. That's why Eowyn is my girl.
Mhm.
So like I would love to be that person, but I would probably be Rosie Cotton, just like living day to day. Just gotta make a living. Just gotta keep all
Just-
these crazy men
just-
in line.
He'll come back one day and we'll be
He'll
fine.
come back
Like,
one day. Yes.
Am I gone? Hello.
I'm a Rosie, yeah, for sure. No, you're-
Okay. My thing. gives
but yeah,
me
I would love to be Arathel.
mhm.
Oh, you're good. Like Arathel, the warrior. I am not a Findulas though. Like that is no. But
She is very damsel in distressy vibes.
Yeah.
from the past.
yeah. But
And she-
Haleth,
And she also
yeah,
chooses
line.
the worst guy.
The
Like
worst man.
he is a toxic person.
Yeah.
He's got problems. Turin.
I can fix him though.
Yeah.
But Daddy, I love him.
But I love him.
So yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
wish I was an Eowyn, a Arathel, Haleth, Bade, warrior queen, but I'm probably Rosie Cotton, just working 9 to 5, waiting for my man to come home.
You have 15 kids. No, I'm just kidding. You have all these like kids at home. No.
What about you, Abby?
Am I wrong, Abby? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know, it's really funny because I like in the books, like I love the like I feel like I would be like a Beleg, like just like a really kind of loyal person. Like I would be helpful. But that's what I'd want to be, is like the helpful person, but also like really like a cool, part of the story. But, and I don't know if you'd agree with me, Ashley. It's more of a personality thing. But I feel, and I don't know if you agree with me at all, but I feel like I'm like Gimli, where like I'm a happy person, but then sometimes I'm like, how he's portrayed, I'm like, that would be me. Like I would be like, ugh, okay, let's just do it. Let's just go. I can help. And then he's like a big helper, but I gotta get over the mental hurdle of like, okay, let's go do it.
Let me just grumble about it first.
Yeah, I can grumble. It's the
he's very
but I don't wanna.
Yeah. No, it's more like, okay, okay, I gotta psych myself up.
I never thought about Gimli. Never thought about Gimli being like a grunt, but he is. He's a bit of a
Yeah.
like grumpy person. But
Mhm.
he's crazy. He does everything amazingly well, but
I don't feel like he's grumpy. I just feel like he's like he just he has a set, like, I want to do this today, and then someone's like, but I need your help. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go help you. Like he does go help them, but then he has to get over like the mental hurdle of like, but I had another plan. But okay. But he is so helpful and happy about it. Come on, he's one of the most loyal people in the Fellowship.
Mhm.
And who says I don't want to have
He's
Legolas as my
amazing.
BFF?
Okay,
Hey.
it's true.
Yeah, like Legolas would just be boring, I think. I don't it's just kind of too perfect.
Yeah.
And
Too perfect. Yeah.
too perfect. And he's kind of like also he's got like trust fund kid vibes to him because he's like a rich elf. He's
My
not like
daddy
a
really runs.
yeah, okay. My daddy runs the forest.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He I don't think I don't I've never like I thought he was cool, but Gimli is amazing.
Yeah.
He is
See?
he's the only guy who got Galadriel to give out some
Yeah,
hair,
he's like a
which was
sweetheart,
True.
you guys.
it
He's
says a
so
lot about
cute.
him.
But my
He's a
other favorite
charmer.
is that
Yeah,
like
his charm goes a long way.
what I love about dwarves too is they're like they party like hobbits, you can't deny it. They eat good and party like hobbits. Come on, they're great. But then they're also like family is
Hmm.
like 100% the most important thing for them. And then like so when you are considered family to a dwarf, that's very much me. Like if I'm taking you into my family circle and I will protect you always. That's why Gimli is like my yes, that
That's very happy.
guy. But also I
That's very happy.
yes. And he's cute. He's adorable.
Oh, also, you reminded me, Rings of Power, they knocked the Khazad-dûm, they knocked it out of the park.
Oh
With
my gosh.
Disa, she was if it was just Durin and Disa, the whole show, just Durin and Disa, just like slice of life in Khazad-dûm. We don't need anything.
I want to
Just
hear
give
their
me
Saturday night fight. I want to hear
yeah,
it. I just want
just
to.
let me. I want to see them sitting on their stone sofa, like with like Durin coming in with like the pickaxe, and he's just like, "Oh, it's been a hard day at the mithril place," and I don't know. They knocked
You
that
think
out of
you've had it hard,
Yeah.
you know? And because you know she'd dish it back. Oh
yes.
yeah, I'd be here
if
for
I
that.
She
were if I
she
were
is she
I would be Durin if I had to go into the Rings
that
of Power
actress.
person.
Yeah,
Durin would also be another choice for me.
that actress. I don't know her name. I forget her name, but she did something I didn't think was possible, and she was a woman dwarf, and she knocked it out of the park. I think that is something that will go forward. Like her
Hmm.
way she did it, it will go forward.
She set the level. She set the
Yeah,
bar.
She
Yeah.
said, and also the tone, also like it. That's the tone of how a female dwarf would look and talk like and feel like, and that's a
Yeah,
thing I forgot. I also like that very much in the show.
Can we talk about how she had
that's
like
true.
gold in her
Forgot about that.
hair, like gold flecks in her hair, and she had gold like on her arms and hands and stuff? The costume and like artistry of that was
Yeah,
beautiful.
The thing was themed.
Yeah.
dwarves love their bling.
Yes.
Love it. Too much at times, but
Becomes a problem
Might have
sometimes.
been a little bit of their
yeah.
downfall, just a little bit.
hmm
But if I,
The things we love.
I know. But if I was gonna like
Mhm.
answer that question where I said I was Gimli, I would do slash Rings of Power Durin. That would be my other version. Is like that would be me, 100%. I love him so
Because
much.
you work with jewelry, right? You make you kind of you create things. You're an
Yeah, I'm
artist
a
also.
artist
Do
person.
you
She
work
doesn't
with
do jewelry,
jewelry?
but she makes everything.
I'm an artist per
hmm
se. No, but I do love making like
I have the print.
beautiful things. Yes. So like that world, oh my gosh, I would if I could go in and just like if they had a real set of Khazad Dûm, we could just walk around and like see everything. Oh my gosh.
They
That would be so
they
cool.
knocked it out of the park
Yeah,
without.
that was so cool.
Yes, they did.
Um okay, so along the
hmm
same lines with that character question of who you would be, we have a version of the question that we like to call that. I don't know if you've ever heard this question before. It's like the version is kiss, marry, kill, and usually do it with like celebrities. Like, who would you kiss? Who would you marry? Who would you kill? It's a funny game. Our version is a little different. Our version is who would you go get a pint with at the Green Dragon? Who would you ride into battle with?
Yeah,
And then who would you sail to the
yeah.
undying lands with?
Oh, only the whole legendarium. I
Yeah.
can pick the whole
Whole
legendarium.
legendary.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you can mix
Pint.
and match. You don't have to stay.
Oh, all right. So pint would be Círdan. Just just to sit down, have a pint with a
It'd
guy.
be on the beach.
I don't know.
It'd be on
He's
the coast.
fascinating to me. I really,
I love that.
yeah, just sit at the beach with Círdan and look at the boats he's built. And it's like it's a good boat, man. You build a good boat, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I built many of them." And he'd tell me about all the boats he built. So that's a guy to have a pint with. Ride to battle. I would kill to sit on a horse and see Theoden riding into battle the last time. That there's a part where I really remember this quote. I don't know why, but he blows the horn of Gondor of Rohan so strong, so hard that it cleaves in two. And then he rides to battle, and he's like Orome of old, and like Orome the Valar. And I would I would very much like to be there on a horse with like behind him, just going with him. So
Would
ride
follow
to
him to
battle.
battle.
Yes, I would follow Theoden for
I mean,
sure.
he's got a killer like speech. He's got that charisma that he can get you amped up for anything.
He's the
But
leader.
also he's not he had it hard. Yes, he chose he kind of lost his way, and then even though he did lose his way, he wasn't proud and he wasn't angry and he didn't blame anybody for what happened. He just picked himself up and he did the right thing. And
That's a good point.
I admire him more than an Aragorn that is just amazing. He was just born amazing. But Theoden, he's just a guy who had hard times and he decided to do the right thing, even though it was very hard to admit how much he was wrong. So I love that about him.
Yeah.
He's a good
Wow.
character. Also, the actor who played him is amazing. He passed away recently.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
And Sale, Um, I don't know, with Arwen, I guess. I always had a crush on Liv. That young me,
Didn't we all? I mean, she's
yeah,
so pretty.
young me just saw her and I instantly fell in love. Um, well, I would sail with her.
I
I'd sail
mean,
with
I
her.
like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
you'd have to fight Aragorn for her, but I'm sure you could win.
Right. Well, I mean, Aragorn would be dead at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
We are
He's
taking
gotta come in
Arwen.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Come in a little
also I
later.
can take him. I can take Aragorn for sure. He's also a trust fund kid. He's not. No, I'm kidding. He's not.
But
He's
he's a
kicking
sad
ass. He's
old
A
amazing.
little
dude.
bit of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, he went to the orphanage of Rivendell,
No,
like all the other
Yeah.
it's
kids.
Elrond's house for
Mhm.
sad
Also, in
boys.
the books, he's way more.
That's what it
Yes,
was.
Elrond
My bad.
is for sad boys. The elves, the elf lords have a thing about sad boys, about sad human boys.
They're like, this
They,
one's mine.
Yeah.
This is one
yeah.
that I'm
They
adopting.
have those.
Maybe they bring them like to parties and like, have you seen my
Yeah.
kind of like the hipsters that adopt like the mangled dogs, like the injured dogs, the dogs without a
Yes.
hand. And they bring them. It's kind of like elf virtue signaling. Like, have you seen this orphaned human that I adopted?
Oh my gosh.
So maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah.
We need to make a thing
they
about
Turgon
that.
has Hurin. Beleg has or Hurin, yeah. And then Beleg has Turin. Thingol has Turin as well. Somehow they have to share.
Okay, but
Yeah.
can it be
And
like?
I think you guys say so many things.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah, you should make a meme out of it,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to make. I don't know
Oh,
how to
I'll do
make
it.
memes. You both say so many things during the show that I'm like, that's a meme. That's a meme. That should be a meme. But then I forget, and I don't know how to make memes. I don't know how to make memes. So,
Well, if you
but
We're
yeah,
working
a
on
lot
idea
it.
of what
pops
you
in your
say is
brain,
beautiful.
message us on Instagram. But no, we should make a like
I could do
a
that.
commercial that they do for like the adoptable dogs, that it's like really sad pictures of dogs and like the kennels or like on the streets, but it's all the different sad boys of the Silmarillion. Like, will you adopt Turin today? Like Aragorn. Or it's like
Yeah.
their description is
I-
like, their mom turned into a bird and their dad flew into the sky and became a star, and now he's sad. Will you take him in today?
Will you take Elrond today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's. I've been every time we go to the States. My wife is American. She has a lot of family there, and I see American television is awful.
Yes.
Have all
The
those.
worst.
It's the worst. All those.
It
Will
really
you
is.
adopt? Oh, it's awful. It is
We
awful.
need to make one. And it has that really
Like, I
soft.
didn't want to feel guilty while watching, my happy show.
Yep, guilt tripping you.
We need to have the.
Mhm. They're
So,
good
what
at
are
that.
your guys's?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
go. You have to go first, Abby, because you made me go first.
Okay, so if I could go hang out at the pub with a person, it would be. I would probably want to maybe like Galadriel or something, because she's been alive for so long that I'd want to hear everything. Like, tell me everything that happened. You were there, right? Or like someone who's been alive for a while, like either or like a
What was Fëanor really?
yeah,
Tell me.
or like a
Creepy uncle vibe.
yeah.
That's
Yeah. Or like Luthien and something, and be like, tell me, how did you do this? Or like, what did what was the plan going in of like going to Morgoth and like getting the Silmaril? Like, I want to hear the real story, your side. I would love to hear that. That would be really fun. Who I'd ride into battle with? Elrond, for sure, 100%. I'd run in with
really
Elrond,
Elrond.
for sure.
She loves Elrond. That's her man.
All right.
And then who had I sailed to the Undying Lands with? I would probably choose probably I don't know, that's a hard one. I would want probably
Mhm.
maybe who was the really like I would want to sail to the Undying Lands before they died. Their horrible deaths. Like their horrible death. I catch them right before
Okay,
they
yeah.
died. They get to go live their lives not
Okay.
being murdered. That's my choice. Is probably
Alternate ending.
yes, probably Finrod. Just be like, Finrod, you don't get to die that way. You get to come chill with me.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
a good
Yes.
I'd
one.
catch him right before.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That would be
I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
Okay. I would go to the Green Dragon with Nessa because I feel like we would have an amazing
Oh,
dance party.
oh, we're doing Valar name.
woo.
Any legendarium, any
Oh,
legendarium.
it's true. I kinda didn't think about
She
like
puts on ABBA.
sit with a god.
She puts on ABBA. She
Yeah.
puts on some Mamma Mia.
I mean,
Nessa.
Nessa
She's just
and
like,
I would be, yeah,
woo.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be here for it. Um, okay, so I'd have a drink with her. I would ride into battle on Huon. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay.
Oh, the bestest boy in Middle
The
Earth.
Goodest
bestest boy.
boy.
Then I would go to the Undying Lands with. I mean, Finrod's our guy, and he's just so nice.
No.
He's just so nice.
I'll share him
so
with
I'd
you.
probably go with Finrod,
I'll share him with
and
you.
also to save him from his. Okay, that's fair.
Wait, can
That's
we
nice.
if
It's
we
kind
both
of
get to
you,
take
Kevin.
Finrod,
That's fine.
if we both get to take Finrod, then I want to take Treebeard
You have to take
on
another.
the little boat. Treebeard on the little
Okay.
boat with us, and then he gets to go to the Undying Lands, and he gets to go see the big trees, the cool trees, and he's like so stoked about it.
I love it.
Yeah,
Him trying
and
to
he
sit
can
on a
go
little
chill in the
boat.
gardens of Lorien and just
Yeah,
chill.
Yeah.
Just
I love
maybe
it.
the Edwives are there. Maybe they all sailed. You don't know.
They floated.
Yeah, or they were made the boats. I don't know.
I
Nobody
know.
got
It's
a boat
like,
out of that.
okay, I have been wondering about that. So you don't cut down a tree, right? That's bad. Kierden cuts down
Maybe
trees
he
for their
found them
boats,
knocked over
though.
already.
Do they have like a sorry?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's
I mean,
driftwood.
Yeah.
maybe it's driftwood. Okay, I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you that. But
Yes.
I often
What a
wonder
blessing.
the ethics of that. Like, do you say sorry? It's like the whole like I think of like Avatar when they like kill the beast. They're like sorry, but thank you for feeding us. You know, like
Doesn't Iran do
do they
that?
have to have those moments? Because like,
Okay.
and also like a Rome's a hunter too. Like, how does the ethics of that work too?
Yeah. So I can speak on my own behalf. I get to work with very expensive pieces of wood. I make very big things out of wood. Some of them cost a lot, and I have awe when I see a big special piece of wood. It's you have awe and you have respect for it, and you give it another life. Especially when it's very old trees, they would have died at some point and
Sure.
just would rot. And so I think they probably have some respect for it.
So he
They
has
they
consent
probably
from the tree.
yeah, and even if he doesn't, he probably respects it and he doesn't overdo it. He doesn't kill the
Yeah.
forest for his boats. He probably builds very slow.
What about
Yeah.
I mean,
Elves
That's a good
take their
point.
time.
I feel like
They
the
do.
Ents were mad at people cutting them down because they were chopping them down to burn them to fuel the fires to make weapons. Like that's not a great thing to use
Yes.
Not to
trees
make
for.
anything.
You
Not cool.
know? So
Yeah,
they have ethics.
that's
But
true.
making
Got a
something
point.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mhm.
Um,
Making something beautiful is very different.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got a
Um,
point.
so speaking of beautiful, where in Middle Earth would you choose to retire? And when you've gotten old, you're like, oh, I want to retire and do hobbies. Where in Middle Earth would you retire?
Can I retire now?
Yeah.
Is that an option? I
Sure.
love I'm
You
so
have our
tired.
blessing.
Yeah.
I am so tired. I want to retire now. I think. Well, I'd like to say, like when I'm old, right? Not like when I can't work anymore. It's
There's a head
probably
back
the
there.
Shire.
Hello.
Big. That's my wife. She's turning off the washing machine because
Okay.
it's making it's on a timer and huh?
Hello.
She was trying to be sneaky. Just turn it off. It's fine. That's so funny. You can't sneak past us.
You're adorable. It's okay.
She's like
We
a
didn't
little
hear
hobbit.
it for the record.
It really is like living with a little hobbit in the house because she's so sneaky. She
But you need to work on
sometimes,
your camouflage
She's a
though.
little
You need the little
burglar.
headband of
She's a little
yeah,
burglar.
something.
yeah. She's a little burglar. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very sneaky that way. It was hard to catch her. Yeah, I'd go after I've built all my boats. I'd go and hang in the Shire and for the rest of my days because I think Valinor would be too stuck up for me. I don't. Everybody's very posh there. They're very.
I feel like all
Right.
the food
The
would be
Hollywood
like
elite.
diet fad food, and you're like, ugh, I don't want this.
and,
Just
and
want some
like
fries.
Yeah.
and lots of gym bros also, and I don't know, it's
Yeah.
not for me. Also, the Hollywood elites, the Vanyar, it's just I
Yeah.
remember those ones that
Yes.
I would not enjoy them very much 'cause
Mm,
we
that's fair.
never went to Middle Earth. It was just
It's like,
it's
ugh,
just awful.
ugh. That's where all the poor people live.
They'd go ew a lot.
It's like, ew. Those are the people who
Well,
don't have like,
it is true though.
yeah. It's very
A
funny.
direct connection to the gods.
Yes.
Like 100%. Like,
They're very very posh.
yes, I could see that. I could see like it being beautiful, the Undying Lands, and like everything is gorgeous, but then being like, I can't wear sweatpants here. I'm out. I'm like, goodbye. I'm out of here. No
You
thanks.
know in the Shire, you could go out in your sweatpants at night to to do a thing in your garden, and nobody would bat an eye.
Yes.
Nobody
Nope.
would care.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shire
Well,
is a good place.
I
Hmm
100% agree with you that like I never thought of it that way, but yes, it would be a little too snobby for me over there. I feel like the Shire would accept me in my in my who I really am. um so we have two really fast quick fire questions for you before we end this podcast. They're not like trivia. It's
hmm
more like conspiracy theory. What are your thoughts about it? Okay. That kind of thing. So,
hmm
Ashley, do you want to ask yours? If this one's like a deep cut. If like you remember,
The one that I cannot wrap my head around
yes.
that I ask everyone.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has different
Okay.
opinions.
All right,
So
let's do it.
I'm assuming this is about the rock,
yes,
Abby.
it
Is
is.
this
It
about the
is.
rock? Okay. The Stone of Eric.
Oh, the big rock they took on the boat.
Yeah.
Big rock they took on the boat.
It's
Why?
a very big rock, right? It's very big.
In my head, it's like huge.
Like
Like you can't just
hmm
like it's not like a handheld little rock.
Why?
Why?
That's just my question. What's your thoughts?
But why? Because like as far as
Yeah.
we know, literally from Numenor and let's put this heavy thing on a boat, and then let's start it all the way to cross Middle Earth. For why?
As a boy, I can tell you, it must have been a really cool rock.
That's what.
It was just probably they were just like sitting there, like looking at their belongings. So like, oh, we should take this book and this, and one of them was like, "What about the rock, bro?" And he's like, "We can't take that; it's too heavy." But he was like, "Have you seen it? It's amazing. It's the best rock."
They won't have cool rocks like this in Middle
I
Earth.
have rocks that I have.
Do you have a rock?
I have a rock and a stick. I have in my living room.
Then where was the stick? Because I agree with the whole little boy. I want to see your stick. Yes, that sounds really weird. But
okay, Ashley,
that's like a typical boy thing. Yeah, they love rocks and sticks.
I mean, I follow an account that's called
wasn't it
Stick Nation? Do you follow Stick Nation, where they show different cool sticks that they found?
You just found that?
Yes. It's a very good stick.
That's a gand, sir.
It is a very special.
That is so freaking cool.
Dan.
Good stick.
Dan, do you
what
kind of wood is that does that?
What?
Do you follow the Instagram account called Stick Nation? Do you follow that Instagram account?
I think I've seen a couple of videos of them. It's like people with sticks and they're like, here is my stick and this is why it is a good stick.
Yes, it's so good. You should submit your super cool stick.
Yeah, I've seen some of those videos. It's a good stick, isn't it?
Stick. That's a good stick.
Look at it. It's so beautiful. It has so much character.
I would pay money to see the look on your wife's face at this exact conversation.
Yeah.
Just because this is such a man thing. This is such a man thing.
It's in my living room.
That's a good
and
stick.
A cool rock. And it's like
the cool rock though?
Yes,
I want to see the rock.
Okay, Ashley. The Stone of Eric reminds me at the Pacific Science Center. You remember that rock that was in water and you could like push it and it was like rolling around?
The ball. Yes.
Look at this rock.
Ooh.
Look at it. And it has a little white rock. And it just sits.
Fancy. I'm trying to think if I have any cool rocks.
Do boys ever grow up?
Hey, I have rocks.
Do men ever grow up? They're just bigger boys.
Sits on
have rocks?
I have rocks.
That's cool. It
Look
fits
at
so
it.
perfectly.
It's the prettiest rock
I like that you gave it a little home in the other rock.
I got it. Yeah. And I got it from the other side of the world.
Oh.
I
get them. I get it.
Yeah. I brought this rock.
You picked up the rock and put it on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the best rock in the world.
That's so funny.
It's the best rock in Numenor, bro.
He has given
this is like proof that this theory.
I was just gonna say he has given.
My dad collects rocks too. It's like a thing.
He's given us visual representation of
hard
how
to
they
pass on a good rock.
Yeah.
What can I say?
My dad, every big hike he goes on or national park he goes to, like a big thing, he has to find a rock that's in the shape of a heart. And so he has jars full of rocks. Yeah, see, that's what made me think of it. Yeah.
See, where are my rocks? My rocks are in the kitchen.
Boys never grow up.
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's probably just a really good rock.
It's a good rock.
Stone of Eric.
I love that.
So Thank you for your show and tell of your
Dude,
cool
swear on the rock that you'll fight. Swear on the rock.
Thank you for your cool show and tell of your stick and rock. There. Okay, so, our last quick fire conspiracy theory question that also has been different every time that we love is, where do you think the blue wizards went and what are they up to?
I think they kind of got, it's just in the east, man. It's like just the east, man.
Whoa.
Have you been to the east?
East, man.
You can get lost out there.
Do they get like trapped in the cave of wonders or something?
Yeah.
This is the east, man.
It was the
They're gonna hit
80s.
the. I think they just kind of got lost in the east. You know, something's
Okay.
the east.
They
They found a
can't
cool
even-
oasis and like, we can't leave here.
Bro, have you been to the east? I don't know. I can really imagine them just. It's
yeah.
like with. I don't know if this goes good in podcasting, but I'm really opening my eyes. So I
He's
think,
telling a full-on story with just his eyebrows.
yes. So I think that's probably what's going on there, and kind of like Radagast that just kind of lost his way, and he's like, I really like animals instead.
Humans,
job.
gross. Animals, yes.
Nice. Yeah. That's probably what happened.
I made a joke that
Mhm.
they opened a pottery studio.
I can
They
live with
found a
that.
cool stick and they couldn't leave it.
Yeah. They opened a pottery studio.
Sorry?
I said I made a joke that they got lost in the east and then they opened a pottery studio and they have their own farmers markets and they're just
And
living
they're
off the grid.
And they're wearing that tie-dye.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just
Yes.
wearing tie-dye and
Making kombucha.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
those things.
making kombucha.
Yeah.
They'll tell you about it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
They'll
organic.
tell you about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pyramid scheme.
I could
Mhm.
see it.
I like it.
All right.
It's just the East, man. I love that answer.
Well, Dan, we are so happy that you joined us today. And we, again, apologize for such a crazy time difference. We hope you're not like deliriously tired right now. But we are so happy that you.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. We are so happy that you could join us today.
I'm happy we got to do
So 2 more hours then, okay? Yeah?
I could go. This is exceptionally fun. Just nerding out
Yay.
with like-minded people. It's always great.
Yay. Well,
Plus, I got to show my stick.
yeah.
True. I mean, what other opportunities are you going to have for that?
That's
true.
pretty cool. One of the coolest stick finds I've ever seen. You've been blessed by the stick gods. The Ents let you have that one. It's true.
Yeah. Maybe an homage for all the furniture that.
Oh.
True. I like it.
And we wish you good luck with your new business that you're starting. We give you all of the positive vibes and like just all the luck for that. We hope you're successful and it like brings you some peace and that you get to like take a rest a little bit sometimes. Promise you'll rest a little bit. Okay.
We have a podcast that you could listen to, I think, if you wanted to just relax. Yeah.
I am very much gonna do that.
You deserve it.
Just build and listen. And thank you guys for just being great and always just doing the thing, which is hard and takes a lot of work. And it's a lot of invisible. Yeah, and you're doing it. And it's, I don't know, it was really nice. It was really nice. And also seeing like your backgrounds, like the green room and all the nerdy stuff. I don't know, I love it. Very cool. Very, very cool.
That was the first thing when he came on to.
Y'all are
Very
awesome.
Abby.
He saw the video when we came on before we started recording. He was like, Abby, your room is so green. I'm like, yes, it is so green.
It is utterly green. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
very
like it's
green.
kind of like the prancing, like the pub green, like the Irish pub green. That's the
Yes.
color. I love it.
It's called Vogue. Vogue green.
All right.
Fancy. So, again, Dan, we are so thankful for you. First of all, being a Patreon on our patron on our Patreon. We can't do this without you, for real. We are so immensely grateful for
I
you.
really appreciate it.
And we're so grateful that you found the time in your super busy schedule to come and hang out with us today. And we couldn't have asked for a better guest. Like, we just loved hanging out with you. It was fun. I mean, we could have talked for longer, like we said before. And thanks for your amazing show and tell. It felt like kindergarten show and tell today. Like, look at my thing. Look what I brought today. Look at the stick I found. Woo!
No.
And
Dragging you down to my level.
Yes.
Never. We were already there. We live there, sir.
Yes. And then also we're so grateful that you're listening and you've kept with us for this like past almost 3 years now. It's insane. And like you're one of the OGs, man. You're one of the OGs, and we're so grateful that you have stuck with us. And so if you would like to be a patron like Dan and our other patrons, we are at Sisters of the Shire at patreon.com and Sisters of the Shire podcast, I think. Right. We're on
the podcast part's important.
We're on Instagram, and we love talking to you guys on Instagram. If you ever want to message us, like we said, Dan, if you think of a meme in your head when you're listening, quickly message us on Instagram. Be like, make this, and be like, okay,
I will get to your vision. Yeah. Just say like, Radagast in a bar, and I'd be like, totally got you, man. I got it. And then we'll just go from there. Yes. Our minds are connected practically. So.
We love just talking with any of our listeners. We love communicating with you. And then we're on whatever podcast platform you listen to your podcast: Spotify, Apple Music, Google. Is it Google Podcasts or there's something like that?
No, they don't have
YouTube Music.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that
we're on YouTube as well.
Yes, and we're on YouTube, and this will be on YouTube. You get to see
Overcast,
Dan's beautiful face.
Yeah,
we're so excited for you guys to see how beautiful Dan is.
With confidence, sir.
Yes.
Just go like, yes, it's beautiful. There you go.
And you get to see the stick we're talking about and the rock if you watch it on YouTube. So, please join us over there as well.
Don't want to miss that.
Leave us a rating, review, any good things. Share us with friends and family. We're just fun to hang out with. And so, we're going to sign out. So, Ashley, take us out, right? You got this. Or, no, it's me. No, it's you. I don't remember.
It starts with you.
Oh, gosh.
How long have we been doing this, man?
Okay, I'm here.
Gosh. Can't take
and
it
scene. Okay. Well, I always say thanks for teaching me today, but I'll say thanks for hanging out with me today.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Dan. Until next time, I've been Ashley.
And I've been Abby. And go for it. Go for it, Dan.
And I've been Dan.
Woo! Yeah! Yes.
And like he listens to our podcast and knows how we do it.
And we have been Sisters of the Shire and an honorary brother of the Shire today. We're thankful that you're here, and we hope you can join us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for teaching me a day.
Yay!